Hey, it's great to see you. Let's work on a little quick mantra, okay? Attitude, platitudes, and gratitude. Yeah, I know. Those aren't baseball names, but with Thanksgiving just around the corner, let's tap into something important to everybody and here in the hobby as well. A good attitude isn't just a pleasant to others. No, it's a main ingredient to happiness. Just be positive. Good things will happen. And platitudes, well, you can make other people feel good by showing them your respect and appreciation and tell them how they're doing and how great you think they are. And finally, gratitude. Let everybody and God know how appreciative you are. Take inventory of the things you're grateful for. Yeah, there you go. Now you're in phase. You are in phase, and I'm the big guy, and this is Cardboard Meditation. We're going to go over three players with three cards that will hopefully reinforce the gratitude element in today's mantra. Your number 1, 2, and 3 batters in the lineup coming up right after this.
Hey, baseball fan. Time for a little self-care and a few minutes of cardboard meditation. Welcome to the show that features some of baseball's oddest stories and the cardboard slabs that document them. Find peace and joy through baseball cards with your host, the big guy.
This segment of Cardboard Meditation will feature 3 rookies of the year whose careers didn't go as planned. These guys, against all odds, made it to the top, but for one reason or another, couldn't move beyond that first big step at a major league level. Now, I've seen other stories here on YouTube with similar content where the titles state one and done, or maybe one hit wonders. I've seen other ones too, and I don't like those titles because they kind of reinforce some negativity and denigrate the player a little. You see, for many players like this, it's serious circumstances that may play important roles in their futures. Most times, they only get one chance at grabbing on and hanging on to an MLB career. Those titles seem to minimize their abilities and input into the league. So I think gratitude is something we should offer up, like this guy did. Kyle Lewis, the 2020 AL Rookie of the Year. Now, he was a part of that real good young team in Seattle of Julio Rodriguez and Kelenic, and of course, he was going to play center field. He played like there was no tomorrow. And he did it so much that he really just started hurting his body. He tore up his ACL trying to slide around a tag at the plate, crashed into a wall chasing down a fly ball in the minors, bruising his knee. He was showing the Mariners that he was the real deal. Then he struggled in the high minors and had some issues with those injuries, but eventually he made it to the Emerald City. That's where he went straight to the MLB, skipping the AAA league, and he homered in his first 3 games that he played. Now, the pandemic, as it did throughout the world, really messed up Major League Baseball. The shortened season just didn't allow for really good, solid growth for minor leaguers and young ball players. So after that season, he was playing well, but bashed his knee up again during spring training, and the old injury flared up, and he had to miss some time until mid-April. Now, what happened next? I don't know. Could this be what started to close the window on Kyle's career? Sounds like it could have. Now, remember that Kyle sought some medical treatment from an outside source and not the docs that the Mariners provided. The parent team, they don't like that at all. But things moved on, and Lewis went on to play again in 2021 until he tears his meniscus in June of 21. He had to have season-ending surgery. Now, he didn't apparently keep his team informed on the rehab and details of his recovery. That kind of made him expendable. They didn't like his attitude, so he got demoted and got traded to the Diamondbacks, but he didn't play well there either. He just couldn't play well due to his injuries, and in just a short time, he was out of baseball. Now, Kyle Lewis excited Seattle, if only for a little while. It's something that happens when a young talent shows his promise and invites his fans out to watch something really special. Super Joe Charbonneau was really special. Now, we'll talk about his abilities, but first, let's talk about, well, everything else. He was stabbed in an exhibition game in Mexico in 1980, but still made the team for opening day. Although it's nothing now, I'm here to tell you that coloring your hair all crazy colors was seen as a little wacky back in 1980, but That didn't stop Super Joe. Rumors were told that he did his own dental work. He fixed his broken nose with pliers and a couple of Jack Daniels stiff ones. And I remember stories of him drinking beer through his nose and opening beer bottles with his eye socket. With his eye socket? How do you ever even get good at that? Well, I'm sure there's more stories, but I need to get to the true abilities this man possessed that made him Rookie of the Year in 1980. He came in and took over for the ailing Indian slugger Andre Thornton and hit an impressive .289 with 23 home runs and 87 RBIs, which led the team that year in homers and ribbies. And there was even a hit record being played locally in Cleveland. Now, I probably should have started the story that the fact that this raging no-fear baseball player, and that's what he was, got him injured in spring training the next year. He slid into second base and really messed up his back. He was trying to play with the pain, but that just wasn't going to work. His average dipped down to .208, and as time went on, his health continued to deteriorate. Now, his back never healed right. After some back surgeries, well, like a lot of people, he was done. He tried to come back, but couldn't overcome the pain. He played for a little time in Double-A Buffalo, but he flipped off the fans who were giving him a hard time and was promptly released. There was one bright spot in there, though. He was Roy Hobbs' teammate in The Natural. So the next time you watch that Robert Redford favorite, take a look for Joe Charbonneau. He's in the dugout there. He later got into sports management, had a radio show, was a hitting instructor, and even a hitting coach at Notre Dame College. Now, he flamed out early, but he did leave a solid legacy in Cleveland and anywhere else that ever saw him play in 1980. Now, this next story is close to me because it's a story that happened right here in my home state of Michigan in 1976, and that was the magical summer of Mark Fidrych, the Bird. Mark, much like Super Joe Charbonneau, was a character that didn't worry about what other folks thought. He was a free spirit. He played baseball and lived his best life possible. You've probably seen him grooming the mound on his hands and knees, talking to the baseball and some other antics, but that wasn't a gimmick. That was who he was. Once while playing the Indians, Rico Cardi said that Fidrych was trying to hypnotize batters. I suppose it could have looked that way. He was also really a great pitcher in 1976. He started the All-Star game. The Bird came on in late April in 1976, and like I said before, it was magical. He threw 2 back-to-back 11-inning complete games to beat the Brewers and the Rangers. Detroit was packing the stadium every time he pitched, and he pitched a lot. He went 19-9 his rookie season with a league-leading 24 complete games. Say what you want, but nobody is ever going to do that again. The following year, he went 12-6. But the following year during spring training, he was shagging fly balls, something he didn't need to be doing, and hurt his knee, which somehow affected the way he threw the ball. Now, while tossing a game against the Orioles on the 4th of July in 1977, in his words, his arm just went dead. He was out for a while, tried coming back the following year in 78, and was later released in 1981, and went on to the Red Sox system, and then was out of baseball. He was really special. After baseball, he drove his own semi in the gravel business, a business that he owned, helped out at a little restaurant owned by his mother-in-law, and would help kids down at the local baseball field with teaching them about playing ball and coaching. He's always been missed in the majors. And the Planet, well, it lost an authentic human being. These 3 guys all had several things in common. They were all rookies of the year. They all got injured in spring training. Injuries which shortened their careers. But boy, when they were playing, they turned the air electric every single night when playing at their peak. Now, I didn't get any of these cards. I didn't get them signed in person. But I'll tell you what I did do. I did get Fidrych to sign something that I have right here. It's a 1978 Burger King photo. Now, back in 78, for a month, once a week, if you went to Burger King, you could get a photo, an 8x10 photo. there was Mickey Stanley, Ron LaFleur, Dave Rozema, and Mark Fidrich. Now, I was there as a volunteer and, of course, trying to get autographs from some of these great players. They included Thomas Hitman Hearns, Lem Barney. They were all a bunch of Detroit stars and celebrities coming to help out a charity. And after the event was over, we were all up getting food at a buffet. And you can see this is a really nice photograph. I saw Fidrich go by, and I thought, this is my only opportunity to get him to sign this. So I walked up and I said, I know you're trying to get some meatballs there, Mr. Fidrich, but do you think you could sign this for a minute? So Mark said, in a loud enough voice for the entire buffet room to hear, what? You're here to get my autograph? Well, here, hang on to my meatballs. You got my meatballs here? All right, good. I'll sign it for you now. Now, of course, everybody's kind of looking up at me, some people laughing, and I'm standing there with Mark Fidrich's meatballs. True story. Love this photo. I think the story's even better. All right. The second half of this video is going to show up in a couple more days. Now, it's going to be another Thanksgiving video or something similar to it, where we're going to look at 3 other players who did make it to the big leagues, just like these guys, but tragically would never see a long and fruitful career. Please join me for that one as well. Be thankful. Be happy. Talk soon.
Cardboard meditation helps set your mind right. Thank you for watching. Show us your appreciation by clicking the like and subscribe button. Ring the bell while you're at it so you'll know when we upload a new story.